So here's something that you need to know about ADHD overwhelm is that ADHD overwhelm can happen for a lot of different reasons, and it can look different in different situations. For example, let's say you're juggling a lot of stuff on your to-do list. You need to pick up the kids from daycare. You need to empty the dishwasher. You need to return an email. You need to make a doctor's appointment. You need to make sure that you pick up groceries. You need to get an oil change. And you need to, I don't know, return some library books. That can feel incredibly overwhelming. A lot of people with ADHD struggle with executive functioning, and one of the ways that executive dysfunction shows up is in task management and task prioritization. If you've got a bunch of tasks that you need to get through, it can be really difficult to look at that pile of tasks and decide which one is the most important. Even if you are incredibly confident in the task that you have chosen, task initiation, actually starting the task, is an entirely different executive functioning process that we can also struggle with. Because of the way that our brains work when it comes to executive functioning, sometimes ADHD overwhelm happens because we come prepared to do a singular task. We are going to take a shower. But when we go to take a shower, all of a sudden we realize that we don't have any clean towels, and also we're out of shampoo, and suddenly that singular task that we were prepared for becomes 3 that maybe we weren't ready. Before I tell you the last way that ADHD overwhelm can manifest, I do also want to let you know that I have a book coming out, and it's called The ADHD Field Guide for Adults, and I talk about all of this and more, and it's available for pre-order right now if you want to go check it out. Another place that ADHD overwhelm shows up is in our ability to regulate the emotions that we are having regarding the tasks that we have to do. Sometimes tasks start stacking up, and it can start to feel really claustrophobic or really oppressive. You might feel shame or guilt or embarrassment about the fact that you have left all of this stuff, or that you're struggling to manage all of these tasks. If you just tried harder, if you just applied yourself, if you just bought a new planner, maybe this stuff wouldn't have piled up. We know that that's not true, but it can be really difficult to get out of those negative thought spirals when it comes to dealing with overwhelm, because if you are feeling like shit about all of the stuff that you have to do, it can feel even more overwhelming. And it becomes a cycle where, as you are frozen in either choice paralysis because you can't decide what to do, or you are struggling with task initiation because the pile seems so big, more shit starts piling up on. Oh, you thought I was out of boxes? You thought I was out? The longer you leave those tasks that you're overwhelmed by, the more new tasks start appearing, and the cycle just starts repeating over and over and over. It can be really difficult to break the cycle of overwhelm, and it can be scary to do so as well. But the best piece of advice that I have for you is to take it one thing at a time. My task that I've been putting off for a while is literally breaking down this pile of boxes. Glad I didn't, because they came in handy for this video. But I can only break down one box at a time. Trying to get everything done at once, trying to knock out 1,700 tasks in a day, it's unreasonable, and it's just going to put more stress on you and more stress on your nervous system. So be kind to yourself. Be patient. Realize that sometimes you might need to bring in some extra tools or support to get the job done in a way that works for you and your brain, and that's okay too. Last thing to keep in mind is that ADHD brains have measurable differences in the way that we perceive time. This also contributes to ADHD overwhelm. We struggle with estimating how much time has passed, and we struggle with estimating how long a task will take us. So sometimes it turns out that a task that you've been putting off for weeks and weeks and weeks actually takes you about, I don't know, 3.5 minutes all told. I'll leave you with this. There are always going to be more boxes, metaphorical or otherwise, and one of the best things that you can do for yourself is to work on creating systems and structures that help with the overwhelm, that help prevent overwhelm from building up. Because if you deal with things just a little bit at a time, deal with them as they come, it becomes much, much easier to keep your proverbial table clean, except for all of that stuff over there. Don't worry about that.